I'm getting us set up online, everybody. Come and join us. We are doing our Monday morning live. And I believe this is the one pinned featured. It's not the one. Okay, you guys, I'm just getting started, but I'm pinning us first. So hold on, hold on. It says we are streaming, but I'm not seeing anybody. Now I see some people on. All right, let's get it pinned to the right place. Well, hopefully you guys are seeing what I'm seeing and everything is going good. I am Coach Tina. You are a champion and you are in the right place. Margaret is watching. Good morning. If you see me in the feed, let me know. I am not really sure why it hasn't popped on yet. It's very unusual. Normally it's the first thing I see. So I'm going back and doing it again. I don't like to start my videos like this, you guys. I like to get going in the right way, but it is not popping into the feed. So one more second and I will give up on it. All right. Good morning. It is Monday and it's not even the first week. We are in the second week of September 11th. My heart goes out to everybody on this day. 22 years ago, we had some things going on, right? And so I hold everybody up because I remember that day for sure. Yes, technology on Mondays, Margaret. This is not going to define my Monday, though. I am going to have a great day, like most days. So if you are watching live, go ahead and put a hashtag live in there. If you are catching us on the replay, go ahead and put a hashtag replay in. As a global community, there's a lot of time zones in our midst, and I just appreciate so much when you are able to watch to let me know so that I can reach out to you and just say, hey, and thank you for watching. I wanted to make note of the fact that for the rest of today, the replays for the masterclass that we just completed are still available in the community. And that is 3 days on From Procrastination to Desired Destination. We had a fantastic time. A lot of people attended. We got a lot of in-depth experience or insights regarding our procrastination, the reasons why we delay things and put things off. And we kind of wired ourselves into a different pattern. We gave up on that procrastination pattern and stepped into, maybe we'll call it a treasure pattern, right? Where we talked about unburying our talents and putting them back out there and going out and tackling the world through the lens of someone who wants to change and live their life that they're meant to live with the desire of their heart first and foremost put out there so that you can accomplish what you're put on this earth to achieve. So the master classes are something that are offered most months at the beginning of the month. And the next one is a benefit for being in the community. It's free to attend the master class. And our next one, put it on your calendar now, is October 4th, 5th, and 6th. Love to have you. It will cover the same topic, procrastination, and putting your desired destination, whatever that is, in the forefront. If we do that monthly, it will start to create positive patterns for you that will help you with goal setting and ultimately reaching that desired destination, that place in your heart that only you know about, have, want, etc., etc. So today I will be asking a question, and today I will be asking you a question about charting your future for the next year. And Margaret said the treasure visualization and the Saturday session took the cake, and I did. I had so much fun in them as well. I'm glad to hear, Margaret, that you enjoyed it. We had some amazing experiences in there, and it was really, really a healing time. to go through that, to take that procrastination, turn it into something that was a treasure instead, and then to take whatever is still holding us back and kind of address it individually in the weekend workshop. If you haven't caught those replays, you definitely will enjoy them. But today we are going to be talking about 3 things that will help you to map out your next 12 months. And this is kind of a follow-on to the things that we talked about in that masterclass, because I put my vision out there that a year from now, it will be September 7th, I'm going to start a 3-day event, and I want to showcase all of your stories and the success that you have from this point to then. 1 year from now, where will you be? And so we're going to be starting a journey together. A voyage is what we called it, that will go for the next 12 months, where you'll claim what you're going to be working on, and you will be moving yourself forward, and we will have tools and tips and resources within this community to help you to achieve those goals, and not just check the box, but become the person who does the things that your dream lifestyle has you believing will work for you. We want to become that person. And so it's going to take more than just snapping our fingers, right? It's going to take some effort and some work behind it, but it is possible. And I want us to be working towards that end goal. So if you don't know me, I am Coach Tina. I am the founder of the Empowering Champions community. And I have been coming into this group for over 2 years now, doing my Monday lives and working with you guys, finding out what you need, just hearing your stories, working out things that could help you as you go on your journey. And now we're ready to step it up and go to that next level and really talk about how do we meet those big, important goals that we have been putting on our list, maybe for multiple years. They're like on there, but then we never just get to them. And so I really want to be intentional and purposeful about completing those big things. And it's a comprehensive change in your life. It's not just one aspect. It's all of you and all the things in your life moving towards that goal so that everything gets up leveled. And so we're going to start out with the 3 things that will help you to map out your next 12 months. And if you already have a goal or a thought in mind for what you would like to have happen between now and next September, what is a big goal that would literally change your life if it came true? If you feel comfortable, pop that in. If you feel more comfortable direct messaging me, you can do that. I'll catch it after the live. But I'm really curious because I want to start keeping us on task with you. And I see Anna has joined us as well. Welcome, welcome. I know you have a big goal going on right now, a life change that you're going through. And I would love to have those highlighted throughout the year. And that's what we're doing in our 1-year program, is working with people and making sure that you don't have your priorities shift so much that you forget about that main goal that you were wanting in your heart. And so that's what we'll be really focused on over the course of not just this full year, but this right now. And so I'm going to get started with the 3 things to map out your next 12 months. And the first one, keep that final destination in mind. I call this keeping things front and center, right? So long ago, I learned this lesson about putting your thoughts on a little index card. And what I remember most is I really wanted to get into this college that was pretty much impossible to get in. In my situation, I was from a school in the middle of California that no one had ever heard of before. And literally, I applied, put everything out there, and they sent me a notice back pretty quickly saying, sorry, we didn't bring you in. And I wrote them back. I'm like, I'm sorry, could you relook at my application? Like, I really want to go to your school, which, 20-year-old me, I was pretty bold and like mystified why they didn't want my credentials, right? Which was nothing. And they came back with, well, honey, you went to a school that no one's ever heard of. You have no history of anybody from your school ever having gone to a school like this. I need to say it was an Ivy League. Okay. So I didn't even know what an Ivy League was. I just really liked this school. They had a good a good business program, and that made sense to me. So I kept at it. I went to the school, met as many of the teachers as I could. I started in like ROTC, so I got to know the ROTC person, and he wrote a letter of recommendation. I went out and talked to the field hockey coach, got a recommendation, and I sent in my application again, and they were like, "What are you talking about? Like, we are not going to accept you into our school." And they said, you won't be able to handle the course load. It's going to be too hard for you." And so I said, "Oh, so you need me to take a class and prove that I can do it?" And they were kind of like, so they had summer school. And I applied for summer school, and I took a calculus class, and I got an A in it. And so then I wrote them after the calculus class, and I was like, "Okay, so I got an A in your calculus class. I just know that now I'm ready to go to your school." And they were like, "No, you're not." And so through various unsundry ways, and not unsundry, that I just was being me, I applied again. And it was probably end of August, I had resigned myself to believe that they weren't actually going to accept me. And so I decided to go to George Mason, which is in Washington, D.C. And I thought this will be a good compromise. It's got a good program and I can do this. And literally like 2 days before I was supposed to go, I got a notice from them that I had been accepted into the Wharton School of Business. And I was just floored. I I was so surprised that I had manifested it. But I got to tell you guys, on this card, I wrote getting into pen over and over again. I had them taped up on my wall, in the bathroom, in my car. I was going to my Ivy League school. And it worked because I kept it front of mind. As I told you in that story, there was a lot of stuff going on, but I just kept it. I kept pushing. I kept believing that it was going to happen no matter what. And that's where I ended up with my undergraduate degree. So the final destination, when you have it front and center, whatever it is for you, will keep it where the focus stays there, and your energy will go towards the thing that you're focusing on. So I literally will put my goals up and keep them front and center and have them in the tip of my mind. And I will write out my 90-day goals that get me to that. And I will write them out every day because that keeps it in front of me, what's important and what needs to happen. So who else writes down their goals as often as they can? Okay. All right. Margaret is saying that she wants to sell her crafts, is one of her really, really big ones. She wants to make that her business. And we are working on that together right now to sharpen that and make it real, because that's an example of a goal that's out there, but we haven't defined it enough to make it real. Like she's talking about, like one craft and it would be done. So we have to be very specific in our goal in order to make it happy or happen and make you happy that you've met your goal. All right. So keeping that final destination will drive all the other things that you do. And if you're constantly thinking about what do I need to do, you'll be hitting step number 2 of the 3 things you need to do to map out the next 12 months. And that is to chart your course. Okay. You know where you want to go. So now you're going to say, I need to go here and I need to go here and I need to go here. And those look like milestones. Those look like, if I want to reach this, then I'm going to have little baby steps to get me there. And it might look like a new habit to start out with. And then it might look like an actual, I'm going to do this much. And then you're going to grow from that. And it's going to be, I'm going to do this much. And then it's going to grow exponentially from there. And you're going to do this much more. And eventually you're going to turn around, you're going to look, and you are not going to be where you are anymore. Like right now, you're going to be forward. And that's what momentum is all about, you guys. That is moving forward, baby steps at a time if necessary, to get you to the place of where you have what you want. It's so important to chart it out. Now, just like an airplane, I don't know if you guys know this, but when the plane goes up, they filed a flight plan and they said, we're going to go to this destination. Later this week, we'll be going to Denver. My daughter's getting married. So when we go to get on that plane, they will have filed a plan that says we're going to Denver. But when they get up there, the wind is going to be doing certain things. They might have to be redirected around a storm. There's going to be certain things that happen. And throughout the entire flight, the pilots will be correcting the course. They will be shifting and making sure that everything is in line for them to get to the destination. And like I said, things might happen. There might be a storm that we have to go around, or a passenger that gets unruly and they have to go and land or whatever. Things happen. But if you have the course charted, then you know how to get around the obstacles. You know when you finally arrive or that you're getting closer. You have those markers that tell you what's working for you. So it's very important as you plan out that dream that you have the steps to get there and you have them well defined so that you know that you're on the right course. So how many of you have your course charted out and know that that is something that you will be able to follow? Yep. And Margaret is noticing that if we're talking about daily goals, we also have our weekly goals, we have our monthly goals, and you've got to get those 90 days written down. Yes, it's a system that works together. And it might start to feel overwhelming, but what happens is we don't go there. We stay in the what can we do right now? So it might be that we just start out with the daily goals. We just start out with the habits, and that's where you are in your life. And from there, we build up to the weeklies and the monthlies. And once we get that routine going, then we drop into the 90 days. But for those of you that are moving into the 1-year program with me, we're going to hit the 90 days. I'm looking right now on September 23rd. Okay. So in just 2 weeks, we will be covering that. It'll cover the first or the last 3 months of the year. So we'll do the 90 days for the last 3 months of the year. And so I recommend that you guys get into this program. We're going to talk about it a little bit more at the end, and I'll explain in detail in some other videos. But let's move on. We just talked about charting your course. Charting your course is an example of what we are doing in that 1-year program. And then the third one is to make it real. It's one thing to dream. We all have dreams. We all have visions. We all have things we want to do. And then we might even make an entire plan. But until you make it real, it's not going to work for you. And what I mean by make it real is you got to take a forward action. Something that says to your soul, this is what I'm in for. This is what I'm doing. That's why Tony Robbins says, never leave the scene of a decision without making a commitment. He says, pull out your date timer or your phone and schedule the next step you're going to make. Or just immediately pick up the phone and make that phone call. Make some effort that moves that decision forward, because that's what makes it real. You know, if it's just written down on paper, it's only a dream. But if you want to make it real, you have to block it out. The time to do it, the willingness to do it, the commitment has got to be there. And I like in that we were talking about the flight, so I'll stay there. If you were going to go on vacation, right? You could dream about all the destinations, and someday I want to go to Fiji and I want to do all that stuff. But until you buy the ticket, you're not making it real. But even once you make it real, then you've got stuff, right? Like there's got things that you need to do to get ready for the trip. You got to book a place to stay. You need to pack, maybe buy that fancy bathing suit or that new pair of shoes. So those are ways you make it real. You don't just buy the ticket. You have to get to the airport on time and get your passport and all those things, right? That's how you make it real. You have to believe that you're actually going to do all of the things that will get you to the destination. And only you can do those steps. You can pay people to do them, that's fine, but you still have to be the impetus behind it, because no one else is dreaming your dreams. You are the only one that it matters to if you accomplish them or not. Now, I say that you are the only one, but there are there's impact to all the people who are watching you do your thing. And I think of our littles, right? Even if they're in their 30s, they are watching us. They are seeing us as the models of what is possible in our life. And if you've been on the struggle bus for years and years and years, and that's what they have seen, that's what they're taking with them into the future. And I want to change that personally and let my daughters for sure see that there is so much more that I am capable of. Because if I can break that barrier that, self-imposed that I put up there a long time ago and show them what is possible, show them how to hit that next mark, they are naturally going to follow me because they will know that it is possible. It's like the 4-minute mile. When my children see what I am capable of, they'll know what they are capable of. And that's true of all people that are in your realm of influence. When they see what's possible, that inspires them to do more and be more and make a difference in the world. And that's really what we're going for here, right? So if making it real makes sense to you, then go ahead and dig into your next step. And I see that this is probably Anna. Anna says, I need to work on 90 days. And yes. So that schedule is coming up. You'll be able to see that. And I want as many people in there as possible so we can use the synergy of the community moving forward. Like they say, all boats rise. All right. And we're finishing up here. And I want to finish with an invite to join our Voyage program. So that's the 1 year. It's going to have all the pieces that you need to go from wherever you are today to where we're going to agree is a beautiful place for you to be a year from now. That through effort and work and pushing yourself, not in a hard way, like we're going to make this simple and fun and enjoyable. We are going to celebrate joyfully our success along the way. And we're going to do it as a community that gets each other because we're all in that place where we have a huge desire in our heart. We know that we are meant for so much more. And we're going to stop putting off and delaying who we are meant to be. We know it in our heart. We're going to honor that and we are going to move forward. I hope that speaks to you. And if you want to be a part of that, put #invite in. I'll make sure that you get all the details. And I promise you, everyone can do this. We can work together. We can get to the place where you will be able to do this. And I love it. Margaret says she is pumping her arms with me. And I love it. You guys are awesome. I hope you have the most blessed week. And I will be able to talk to you guys all this week. If you're new and you're catching this, right after this for new members, we are having a new member Zoom that you would come on and let me know your story, a little bit about you. And I would love to have you be a part of that. So if that is something that you would like, go ahead and put #new. Even if you're watching this on the replay, when we do this every Monday after the lives, except for the 3rd. And that's a whole different story. And I can tell you about it later. But if you put #new, we will reach out to you and we will make sure that you get the links to the upcoming Zoom if you missed this one. All right. Have a truly blessed week, you guys. And we'll talk to you soon.